Oil just crossed $100 a barrel. Gas prices are up nearly 80 cents from a month ago, and if you're a retiree watching this, you're probably wondering, what does the war in the Middle East actually mean for my retirement? I'm going to break it down clearly because the noise out there is really loud and it's really not helping anybody. My name is Charles Luong, and I'm an enrolled agent and financial advisor, and I've worked with thousands of people on retirement income planning, and right now, this is the conversation I'm having every single day. First, what you're feeling is legitimate. Oil went from around $70 a barrel to over $110 within days of the conflict, and gas prices are up nearly 80 cents. That's real. This affects your grocery bill, your travel plans, and the cost of almost everything that gets shipped and transported, which is basically everything. This isn't normal, and it's okay to feel very unsettled by all this. Here's what matters for your retirement specifically, and it's a few things working at the same time. First, inflation. Diesel prices have really high inflationary impact on nearly all goods in our economy because diesel powers farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks and ships and trains that move all the goods across the country. And so when energy costs go up, everything downstream goes along with it. For retirees on fixed income, that squeeze is real. Second, your portfolio. Stock markets have shown signs of weakness, and investors are really worried about the sustained higher energy costs feeding into inflation and dampening economic growth. Volatility during an oil shock isn't unusual. We've seen it before. But for someone drawing income from a portfolio, a down market at the wrong time hits differently than when it does for someone who's accumulating. And third, interest rates. Economists are forecasting inflation peaks above 3%, which complicates the federal ability to cut rates anytime soon. That affects bonds, that affects the cost of variable debt, and it affects the broader economic environment that your retirement is sitting inside of. Here before, throughout history, shocks in the oil prices following major conflicts. We have the 1973 oil embargo, the Iraq, war, the Gulf War, the invasion of Ukraine. Every single one of these turning points, all of them eventually got resolved, but some of them went faster, some of them went slower. It doesn't mean that this will be short. What it does mean is that we have context for these periods and how markets have historically moved throughout them. Here's what I tell the people that I work with. Your retirement plan was never supposed to assume that the world stays calm. If it was built with any real flexibility, that income sources that don't depend on the market, a spending plan that can adjust, and a buffer for these exact moments, then that is what the preparation of your plan was for. If you're pulling from a diversified income stream and you're not forced to liquidate investments during a bad market, you're in a fundamentally different position than someone who didn't plan for that. The question isn't, is this scary? The question is, was your plan built to handle that? And if you're not sure whether yours is, that's the conversation with happening. So please follow more. And if you want to talk through what your plan looks like in an environment like this one, reach out. That's what I'm here for.